Hey guys, Nathan here playing some more Team Fortress 2, and in this video I will be showcasing the new scout items. Now I know that you guys have probably seen a lot of scout gameplay with these items, but I wanted to give my own 2 cents on what I think of these items. And a quick note about this gameplay, it is not that good at all. I'm not that good of a scout, so I had a lot of trouble getting a decent gameplay, but for this gameplay I actually just kind of cut out the dull parts, mostly the deaths, and just sort of showed you guys a lot of just me actually getting damage on people to show you how much damage these weapons actually do. Alright, so after looking through this gameplay, it turns out that I went 15, 9, and 15, that being 15 kills, 9 assists, and then 15 deaths with a straight up 1 KD. So I know that I kind of mentioned KD in some of my videos, and KD is kind of half important to me, but I know some people are like, oh, this isn't Call of Duty, your KD doesn't matter, which, okay, I mean, Team Fortress 2 is about the objective, but doing good also is important to me. But anyway, moving on. Alright, so getting into my actual opinions on these weapons. First off, we have the Babyfaces Blaster, the new scattergun, as you see there. The stats on this weapon, if you guys didn't know, is that it is 40% more accurate on a hit, builds boost, and then for your boost, you actually run at up to double speed when it is all the way filled up. So it also has a minus 30% damage penalty and a 35% slower movement speed on wear, and the boost also resets whenever you jump. So my opinion on this weapon is overall, it's okay in terms of usage. If you compare it side by side with the scattergun, I couldn't tell you at first which one is better. But trying to get a lot of gameplay with this blaster, I personally think that I don't like it as much as the scattergun, and that's only because you can't jump, which is a big downside, and the fact that it does minus 30% damage, and that is just absolutely huge. You never end up getting those super meat shots that do 120 damage on this weapon, because it does a maximum of about 80 damage, I'm pretty sure. So, actually, you see me snuck up behind that pyro there. I totally just camped their spawn after getting behind their lines, and he was the unfortunate victim to walk out while I was doing that. So after looking on the internet for opinions on this gun, to see what everybody else is thinking, it turns out pretty mixed. Some people are asking for a buff, some people are asking for a nerf, and I would actually have to agree with a lot of the people asking for both. It does seem weak in some areas, but it is also very, very strong with that boost ability where you run. I think it's at double speed or maybe 1.5 speed as Scout. I'd have to look that up to be absolutely sure, but this scattergun is very, very close in terms of weapon quality to the scattergun. So in my last video, I shared my pre-release thoughts on this weapon, and since I thought it would have that plus 40% accuracy, I thought that the Scout would be geared more towards medium range now, but it turns out that that's not really the case. I don't know, with that minus 30% damage, you kind of need all the damage you can get, and for that you still need to be up in the enemy's face as a Scout. So it just doesn't work that well for medium range, and I kind of have noticed the plus 40% accuracy come into effect. I know on Star's video, if you don't know who Star is, he's just a huge TF2 commentator, but on one of his videos he said that he didn't really notice the plus 40% accuracy, but I have. If you actually shoot from far away, more pellets end up hitting the enemy, so you get usually about 15 damage from medium to long range, and then with the scattergun you get maybe 3 to 4 or even 6. So another aspect that I actually forgot to mention as well is the accuracy. So if you use this weapon at double speed, move speed all the time, you will end up greatly improving your accuracy. And coming up here in about 10 seconds, you'll see, I want to point something out here, so I'll just be quiet for a second. Bam! Did you see that? Look at that face stab. Alright, I'll replay that in slow motion here. Swinging my fan all mumbo jumbo, and then just a face stab. So here's one frame, here's the next frame, and then I get stabbed. So, man, that just pissed me off. And this is the frame before I actually got stabbed. Look at how far. I am so close to actually facing the spy, and somehow he gets this face stab on me. Oh my god, that just pissed me off. Getting back on track here after that little rant, so I was talking about the aim quality, and like I said, if you end up using this weapon while moving at double speed, you will end up greatly improving your accuracy. I have learned that I do need to work on my accuracy for Scout, and the only way to really improve on that is to just, keep playing and keep trying to hit enemies at that double boost speed. And then, in turn, actually, that will also make enemies harder to hit you since you're just going all over the place and shooting people. So that kind of wraps up my opinion on the Babyfaces Blaster, the new scattergun. I do believe it's okay, but I don't know. I guess I would have to use it more to get a solid opinion on whether I would use this over the scattergun. Alright, so moving on to the new Scout pistol, the Pretty Boys Pocket Pistol. For the stats, if you guys don't know, you get plus 15 max health on wearer. The wearer never takes falling damage, but then the cons are that it has a 25% slower firing speed and then a 15% fire damage vulnerability on wearer. One quick side note, in my previous video I thought it said plus 15% max health, but if you actually do the equation to get the Scout's new health, if you do plus 15%, it's actually 3.75 health off from the actual health, which is the plus 15 health. But anyway, so I kind of just mistook that in my last video. Wow, that's kind of a mouthful a little bit. That's not what she said, but anyway. So my actual opinion on this weapon is that it is absolutely fantastic. Now, stats aside, on the battlefield, what this actually does to you is it makes you super afraid of pyros, but other than that, it's just fantastic. That plus 15 health, that comes in handy so much. You feel like you survive a lot more. And the falling damage, I haven't really noticed that, but I don't know. You don't get falling damage a lot as Scout anyway, being you can double jump. But if you combine this with the Babyfaces Blaster, which you can't jump, it does make a good combination. So for the last stat here, which we have the 25% slower firing speed, this is very noticeable. However, with pistols, you want to be more accurate, and if anything, this is maybe an increase over the regular pistol, because the regular pistol, I feel like I want to spam all the time to try to get as many shots in. But with this pistol, being I know I won't fire very fast, I tend to actually take my time aiming up shots, and that actually kind of means that I do end up landing more shots than I maybe would have normally with the normal pistol. So there is kind of a pro to that, kind of hidden in that con. Also, I do like with the new plus 15 health that you no longer have to have the milkman and the shortstop equipped to get that extra health. So now this is not the only way to get extra health as Scout, because nobody really wants to pay 2 refined for the milkman. And look at me fall there, that was such a fail. But literally extra health on the Scout before this weapon costed 2 refined, 2.5 refined, because you had to pay for the milkman, and then you had to pay for the fish, and then the shortstop. So, and also having to use the shortstop was also really annoying. And I found that since the shortstop is weaker, in my opinion, that the plus 25 health didn't really do much anyway, being it was such a downside to have to use that shortstop. However, one can make the argument that the Babyfaces Blaster is also weak if you were to pair it with this new pistol. But there you go. You could still use the scattergun, so that's all fine and dandy now. So that kind of wraps up my opinion on both of these weapons. As a set, they're pretty good together, but personally I would need more experience using one without the other to get a real feel for how they are alone, because most of my gameplay I've had with these weapons so far is together. But also, the new pistol has kind of become my default pistol now. I would really see no other reason to use the normal pistol, since this one is just so good and that plus 15 health comes in handy. Also, as a side note, we do lose in this round. I do believe I helped out my team a good bit, at least enough to make myself feel comfortable with the fact that I got a 1 KD. but I don't think a lot of people on our team were like super good. I do know that some of the soldiers and the demos on the other team just really got on my nerves. There's actually one part I cut out where I actually went against this soldier with a black box, and I would basically come at them, die, and then he would be in the same spot, and I'd like want my revenge, so I'd go after him again, die, and then go after him again, and then die again. So he actually killed me like 3 times in a row, but I cut that out because I wanted to hide my embarrassment, I suppose you could say. But and that's pretty much the end of this video. I know there's like 2 minutes left, but I just kind of wanted to go over some stuff in the remaining 2 minutes with you guys. So first of all, if you could leave a rating, that'd be really appreciated. It literally takes less than a second, and it helps me out a lot. So if you could do that, that'd be awesome. And then the other thing I wanted to ask was if you guys could please leave a comment in the comment section, basically detailing a suggestion you would have for me for future videos, because I do want to keep this sort of commentary style going, because I know that a lot of people enjoy it, because I've gotten a lot of good feedback. But I don't know, I mean, I know that's sort of like my job is to come up with the video ideas, but I want to know what you guys would like to see in terms of like Team Fortress 2, or I could even like switch games, because I will be playing an I will be bringing a Let's Play of LA Noire, which I actually just bought from Steam for $5, being they had a sale where it was 75% off. So I'll be bringing that to you guys, and then more Team Fortress 2 videos. But please leave a comment with a suggestion. It'd be much appreciated. So this video is about to wrap up. Thank you everyone for watching, and as always, peace out.